oddball verbs that, drop letters and stuff. And I think 3 was the one, right, that we really said, like, this is the one we want to work on. Okay, so let's do it. So the first line is all going to be the ani forms, the I forms, right? Yeah, so let's take a look. So let's just go around and let's just translate. Let's do that. Okay, Allison, can I start with you down there?
Sure.
Okay, all right. So let's do the first one is Eshmore. So what's that?
I will guard.
Right, and then what's the next one, Faith? Eshev.
I will reside, or I will sit.
Yeah, right. Ochal.
I will eat.
I will eat. Right. Ekach.
I will take.
Nice. Eftach.
I will open.
Right. And I'm just looking to see if we're going to get here. Hang on. Oh, we don't get it. Shoot. Okay, so I'm going to say it now. So you have Eftach, right? I will open, right? But when you ask God to open your lips, that your mouth may declare your praise, you say Adonai Sifatai Tiftach. May you open, right? Or please, right? Okay. So what's Omar, Sarah?
I will say.
Nice. We're back to you, Allison. How about I will know? Eda. Wait, I just gave you the answer. This is why I need to have lunch. Faith. What's Elech?
I will go.
Nice. Yeah, I will go. Good. All right. Second line. These are all the you masculine ones. So Phil, Timloch.
Okay, skip me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You will rule.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go. I don't want to. I feel bad about skipping Ellen. How about Telech?
What's that? You will walk.
Yeah, you will walk. You will go. Okay, Sarah. Teda.
You will know.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Tishlach, Allison.
I will, or you will, I'm drawing a blank again.
On that verb? Shalach, to send.
Send shalach.
Yeah, you will send. Nice. Okay. So tochal, Faith.
May you eat.
Or you will eat, right? Oh, somebody named. Okay, now this is interesting. See, somebody. So now they've got the thing working, and somebody named Maria just said Shalom Chaverim. That's nice. Same to you, Maria.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hola.
Hola. All right. So we've got tochal.
I said, may you eat. Or
you will eat. Okay.
You were hungry.
Right. oh. I've got it. Okay. Teshev.
You will sit.
Yeah, you will sit. Okay, or you will dwell. But yeah, teshev. Okay. Tomar.
You will
Phil.
say.
You will say. Good. Tochal. Sarah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, tikach.
No.
I'm sorry. God, I'm having, I don't know, coordination problems. Yeah, tikach.
You will take.
Right, it's because my finger keeps skipping down. Okay, we go, here we go. So now we're getting all the you feminines, singular. Okay, so Allison, tichdevi.
You will write.
Nice. Taid-e, Faith.
You girl will know.
You girl will know. Suddenly it's like hip hop. Okay. Ellen, Tomri.
You feminine will say.
Nice. Okay. Tailchi.
You will walk.
Nice. Tikra-e.
You will call.
Yeah, you will call, or it could even be you will read, right? But yeah. Okay. Yeah, but biblically it's going to be more biblically it's more likely to be you will call. Okay. Teshvi, Allison.
You will sit or reside.
Yeah, you will sit or you will reside. Good. Faith. Tikri.
You will take.
Nice. Tochli.
Tochli. You will eat.
Good. All right, let's go to the next line. And we had a whole conversation about this, I think, last week, right? Yizkor.
Me.
Oh, yeah.
Are we at me?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
He will remember.
Yeah, okay. Yelech.
He will walk.
Nice. Okay, we're back to you, Allison. Yeda.
He will know.
Nice. Faith, Yomar.
You will say.
Who will say?
I'm sorry, he will say.
There you go. Good. You can get confused. Okay, Yikach, Ellen.
He will take.
Nice. He will take. By the way, we're on page 109 for people who are logged in here. Yimloch, Phil.
He will rule.
Right. Yimloch Adonai le'olam. Right. So that's from the end of. Okay. Somebody
will
see
rule
Maria
forever.
is writing to me in what I think is Portuguese.
Eu falo
Bonita
português.
ad dedicao do more. I don't know what that means. And I can't even read it. And now it has disappeared. Okay. Yimloch.
I just did that.
Oh, you did. Okay, I'm sorry, Sarah. Yochal.
He will eat.
Yeah, Yochal. He will eat. Right. Hu Yochal. Okay, Yeshev. Allison.
He will sit or reside.
Good. Line 6. Yeah, 9-5 rather. She will, right? So, who are we up to? I guess, Allison, we up to you? Yeah. Okay, Tishma. Allison. She will hear. Right. Okay. It could also be, if you're talking to one guy, you will hear, but we're assuming here it's she. Okay. Teshe, Faith.
She will dwell.
She will dwell or she will sit. Right. Tochal, Ellen.
She will eat.
Nice. Telech, Phil.
She will walk.
He telech, right? Tomar, Sarah.
She will say.
Nice. We're back to Allison, to you. Teda.
She will know.
Yeah, very good. Tiftach.
She will open.
She will open, right. Ellen, tikach.
She will take.
Nice. Really nice. Okay. 6. So we are, Phil, up to you. Neshev.
We will sit.
Right. Nishmor.
We will guard.
Nice. We're back to you, Allison. Nikach.
We will take.
Nice. Faith. Nomar.
We will say.
Yeah. Now, it's like, it's not one of my classes unless we periodically refer to like songs and break out into song like a Broadway musical. So,
Why not?
yeah. So yes, jazz hands. Right. So there is. You guys are great. So there is a. There, one of the Psalms has the lines V'nomar lefanav, V'nomar lefanav, let us say before him, right, before God, Shira Chadasha, let us say before God a new song, right? And we sing V'nomar lefanav Shira Chadasha. It's nice. It's a nice little song. So there we go. We have now, we have sung. Right? Yes. Okay. Peter, I'm sorry for singing. All right. Who are we up to now? I have no idea.
I think it's Ellen.
Oh, maybe
Ellen.
Nishlach. Is that where we're at? Okay.
Yeah.
We will send.
We will send. Cool. Neilech, Phil.
We will walk.
Very good. We're on page 109. Somebody else just logged on. Nochal.
We will eat.
And we're Jewish, so certainly we will. Okay. Allison. Cheesy jokes, I'm sorry. Neda.
We will know.
Or so he says that cheese. Yeah. Yeah.
We will know.
We will know. Good. We are on line 7. I think, Faith, we're up to you. Teshvu.
Y'all will dwell.
Y'all will dwell or sit, right? Y'all sit, right? Teilchu.
Y'all
Will. Lech.
Walk or
Go. Yeah, okay, nice. Tedu, Phil.
Y'all will know.
Y'all will know. Good. Tochlu.
You, plural, will eat.
Great. No y'alls for us at this end of the table. All right. Sarah just gave me a look. All right. Okay. Tikra'u, Allison.
Y'all will call.
Call. Right. Okay. Tomru.
You, plural, will say.
Nice.
For the benefit of Maria, who probably doesn't understand y'all.
Y'all. Right. Right. You, plural. Right. Okay. You, masculine. Okay. So what's Tishma'u?
Tishma'u. You, plural, masculine, will say.
Tishma'u?
Oh, Tomaru.
Did I skip one? I did.
No.
Tomru, you will
No,
say. You said Tomru. Okay, so what's
Okay.
Tishma'u?
Listen.
Hear or listen. Yeah, good. Phil, Tikhu,
Y'all will take.
take. Correct. All right, we are on line 8. Okay, so Sarah, Yizkaru.
They will remember.
Right. By the way, did we have... Wait. Do we have Tizkaru? Right, because I was thinking, Laman Tizkaru,
We did.
Va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, in order that you all will remember, Va'asitem,
Oh, no.
You all.
and you will all do. Well, Asitem sounds like it should be you did, Asitem, but you get that vav that flips the tenses, right? In order, right, Laman Tizkaru, Va'asitem, and that you will do et kol mitzvotai, all of my mitzvot. And what's that referred to in the liturgy? What are you supposed to remember? What's supposed to have you remember to do all my commandments? It's the tzitzit.
Tzitzit.
Well, yeah, the tzitzit, right? Yeah. So good. All right. So I think we're back up to you, Allison. Yelchu.
They will walk or go.
Good. Yikhu. Faith.
They will take.
Nice. Yomru.
They will say.
Good. Yeshvu.
They will sit.
Yimtzu. That's a nice one.
They will find.
Right. Yedu. I'm sorry, Allison. I should have said Allison, huh?
They will know.
Very nice. Okay. And Yochlu.
They will eat.
Right. Now I want to try a little variation on this, and then we'll see if anybody has any questions from any of the other stuff that you may have chosen to do, which is, let's see. I'm gonna give you a, how should we do this? Let's play with a nice simple root like shamar, to watch or to guard. And I'm going to tell you who's doing it. And let's see if you can say what the verb form is. We'll go slow. So for example, right, if I said, let's do perfect, let's do past tense first, right? If I was going to say, Ellen the Faith, or U Faith, I think. Ellen the Faith, right? Ellen Faith, and the root is, I want to say that they guarded.
Shamru.
That would be Shamru, right? Hain or Haina, Shamru.
We would use a different tense if we were talking about us.
Oh, okay. So now suppose I wanted to say, so right, I would say they did, right? But if I said, if I wanted to say that Ellen and Faith will guard, right? So what would it be? Shamru would be they guarded. What would be they will guard?
They.
Yishmaru.
Yishmaru or
They could qualify for
Yishmorna.
the
Yeah, right. Okay. So let's do
That's right.
how would I say Allison guarded? Allison, it would be he.
Shamra.
Shamra. Okay. How would I say Allison will guard? He.
Tishmor.
Tishmor. Right. Okay. How would I say Hani'arim, the young men? Ooh, let's do a different one. How would I do the young men saw from Ra'ah? It would be Haim, right? Or Hani'arim. How would I say they saw? Ra'u. Easy, right? Ra'u. Or not easy, right? But the hay just drops, right? How would I say the young men will see? So right away I want to start with the yud. Year. Year. Very nice. Good. Let's do a couple more. You got this. It's amazing how well you have this. Okay. Let's do one of the trickier ones, like yashav, to sit, right? Which where the vowels change a little bit and the yud drops in the past. Okay. So in the past tense, how would I say if Phil and I were talking and we said we sat, how would we say that? We would say anachnu
Yashav.
shavnu, okay? suppose Phil and I were saying we will sit. We'd say anachnu
Neshev.
neshev. Good. Good. Excellent. All right, let's take another one. Suppose I wanted to say that Allison and Phil. Ooh. Right? So it's mixed, right? So unfortunately, or whatever, it's going to take the male plural, right? So as I wanted to say that Allison and Phil opened a door. The Hebrew word for door is delet, right? I would say Allison and Phil. How would I say they opened? Patchu delet, right? They opened a door. Suppose they opened the door. It would be Allison and Phil patchu. Ooh, somebody said it. Et hadelet.
Et.
Because it's then it's the door, and you need that marker, that et marker. Yeah?
Good.
Yeah? Good.
Good one.
All right. How about I want to say Allison and Phil will open a door. So that's going to be haim, right? They will, right? Allison and Phil. Allison and Phil. Yiftechu. Nice. Yeah. Haim yiftechu. Allison and Phil will open a door. Delet. How about Allison and Phil will open the door? Allison and Phil yiftechu et ha delet. Nice. Okay. Suppose I want to say Sarah saw Ellen. I would say Sarah ra'ata. Rata, right? Sarah rata. Ooh, good. So you said it. Et Ellen. Why does Ellen need et?
Definite.
Because we definitely know who Ellen is, right? Right? She's a definite particular human, right? Suppose I wanted to say Sarah will see a woman. Sarah, she will see. Tir Sarah tir isha. Suppose I want to say Sarah will see Allison. Sarah tir et Allison. Good.
Thank you. Forgot all about the et.
Yes. Well,
Definite.
the et is forgettable. It's only 2 letters and a vowel, right? All right. Are there any? Because I want to move on to new things. You guys are so great. Are there any questions from? Huh?
Exercise 4 was good for that.
Yeah.
It made you
Okay.
do all of that kind of stuff.
All that kind of like thinking about that, yeah. And as I said, what we were just doing is sort of beyond the purpose and the scope of this class that we're doing, but it's good brain exercise to just sort of think about how do those things go together. And it's hard, it's not easy, but yeah, good for you. Yeah, it's challenging. All right, I'm gonna move this over a teeny bit. That's better. Oh, because
I
now
had it conjugated like on the imperfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's go now. Are there any, for people who did other, other exercises, pages, from like 109 through 111, does anybody have anything that was weird or they didn't quite get it or they want to bring up?
Look on page 109.
109, yeah.
Thought I put an asterisk somewhere.
Oh, sorry. Okay, figure out the roots.
This is I thought was a cute one, for lack of a better word, but because this could be a signal letter, like the prefix, or imperfect, or the start of the.
She's talking about
verb
number
root.
8, example 8 under number 2, under section 2, right? So yashvu, right, would be they sat.
And
Hem yashvu.
that's the full root there. But
Yes.
then we drop this first,
Right, yeshvu.
but replace it with the same letter, but that's also the
Yeah,
signal
oh yeah,
letter.
yeah, right. So right.
Am I correct in
Yeah.
that? All right.
Yeah. So
That's kinda cool.
yeah. So I'll give you here's an interesting little sort of take on that, and let me write it on the board because the only reason I'm writing this on the board is because I bothered to schlep the board in, so I feel it's good to write on it. Right. So yashvu would be they sat, right? yeshvu, right, would be what?
They will sit.
They will sit. So I was thinking, like, is there any other thing that you could sort of do that you could kind of confuse that with or kind of play with it? So what I thought of was a root that we know from the prayer book and especially the high holidays, which is the root shin vav vet, like shuv, which means to turn or return, like we talk about teshuvah, turning or returning. So we haven't learned this yet, right? But clearly, this is what's called a lamed vav verb, right? The lamed letter, the middle letter of the root is a vav. Okay. So then, what do you do with that? Well, the way that would look, if I wanted to say, they will return. This form, we haven't even learned this yet, but it's just kind of nice to see it, would be Heim Yashuvu, right? That it hangs out, right? It stays, right? So Yashvu, they sat, right? Yeshvu, they will sit. Yashuvu, they will return. Okay? The form is not that hard. Okay? Guess what I will return is? Ani Ashuv, right? You will return. Ata Tashuv, right? Anachnu Nashuv, right? They will return Yashuv. So it's really, right? But then again, like all of the lamed vav sort of verbs, I think that's what that's called if I remember right, are going to behave the same way. Here's another really common one like that. This is like really off topic, but it's fun. Or it's fun for me. So. The root kum, to get up.
Oh, to rise?
To rise.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you know that?
Israel,
Kum bachor atzel. Wow, Phil. Yes. We put on our little...
We were singing that in the first grade.
Our kibbutznik hats on, yeah. Get up, lazy person. Right, what were you going to say? Yeah.
Or, Israel, what is it? Yisrael.
Kuma be'ezra, right. Tzu Yisrael, rock of Ezra, Tzu Yisrael, rock of Israel. Kuma, right, arise, it's actually a command form. Be'ezrat Yisrael, to be of help to Israel, to the Jewish people, right? So Kuma, right, so there's another example, right? I will get up, Ani akum, right?
In the Verhafta,
Yeah, b'shoch b'cha. Ooh, nice. Ooh, that's worth a cookie. If we had cookies, that would be worth a cookie, right? If we had, what would we need? If we had ragalach, that would be like a 3 ragalach kind of thing. Yeah. So So b'shoch b'cha. Shachav means to lie down. Uvkumecha, when you get up. Yeah, nice, really nice.
But it wouldn't be lamed vav, would it? Because it's the second position. Wouldn't you call that by the
ayin, it would be ayin vav. Thank you. Oh my God, people who are right. I'm wrong. Everybody who's logged in, right? That would be an ayin vav because the model is pay ayin lamed. Thank you. I knew that didn't sound right. Yes, right. Ayin vav, and then all the ayin vavs behave that way. All right. The weird thing, and where it really you start getting the grammar with this, and then we'll get off this, which is like beyond where we are, but that's okay. We're doing great. Is they all behave kind of the same kind of weird vowel changes happen like in the perfect or past tense, right? So the form there is I returned, ani shavti. Shavti? Yeah, kamat's under here and that just disappears, right? You returned ata shavta. You returned at shaft, right? Haim, they returned haim shavu, right? And then we have anachnu shavnu, atem shavten, aten shavten, haim and haim shavu, right? I got up, ani kamti, right? So it does these weird things, but then all the ayin vavs, thank you for the correction, all the ayin vavs behave the same way. And the way that you end up learning this, like if you're taking Ulpan or Modern Hebrew, or even with this is, you learn a model verb, right? And it also helps you figure out, again, a lot of the sort of trick, like if you're reading a biblical text, is like, well, what root is that, right? So once you know this model, right, and it says, right, let's see. Yashavti, right? Yashavti, I sat, right? But then I'm like, okay, what about Ani Shavti, right? Well, then I'm like, well, what's the root of that, right? And, you learn enough of this, you're like, oh, wait, Shavti, like, what form is that, right? And you're like, oh, that's Lashuv, right? Right? Mm-hmm. Right? I returned, or Kamti, I got up from, like, Lakum, Kuma be'ezra Yisrael, right? Yeah. And really, seriously, like, the coming to services, and, having some of that liturgy ringing in your ears or Torah portions really is helpful, because you can make those connections. It's like, oh, right, right. Okay? That, by the way, is why some people, I'll just say this with Lakum, to get up, right? That's why some people have the custom that when they're singing Tzur Yisrael Kuma, some people have the custom of standing up at that point. You'll see some people stand up. Okay? All right. Nice. Nice. Okay. Where the heck are we now? So we are. I want to say, like, yeah. Is there anything else anybody wants to bring up for any things? Because I am just itching to get to chapter 13. Can we dig in there?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. If any of you guys want to apply to rabbinical school, I will write your recommendation, because I think you are well on your way. All right. So we are on. Oh, now I get to tell you one of the most embarrassing Hebrew mistakes I ever made in Israel, and it will put the class out. We will have to turn the camera off until we all regain our composure. All right, good. So here are some words we have. So on page 116, if you're following along, Adama, land or earth or ground. Okay. And here is where you get into some of these lovely puns, like Adam is made from the dust of the Adama, at least in chapter 2 he is, of Bereshit, of Genesis. And then we have Ein, which is like ain't. There ain't, right? There is not, there are not. Ein od. Ve'al ha'aretz right? Ve'al ha'aretz mitachat ein od, we say, right? And on the earth, right, below, because we already said in the heavens above, right? Ein od. There's no one else, referring to God in this case. Ela, these, both masculine and feminine. Ela toldot Noach. This is the story of Noah, right? Or these are the generations of Noah. Aim is mother. Hine, behold, or here is. Hine matov, right? How, right? So hine, behold, ma. We usually think of ma as meaning what, yeah. But ma can also mean like how good, how nice. Ma tov u'manayim, right? How good and how pleasant it is. Zot, this feminine. Zeh, this masculine. Zera, seed or descendants. Okay, here comes my really embarrassing thing, right? What? It's worse than you can imagine, Faith.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'll put my hand over the camera. So what? No. So what happened was I was in my first year of rabbinical school, and now the background is I had about in Philly when I was growing up, I had like probably shall I say, kind of like the best Jewish and Hebraic education you could give a kid short of a day school, which was going to the Hebrew High Department at Gratz College in Philly, right? It was nothing close to a day school, but it was, all the way through my senior year in high school. I went 10 hours a week, and it was kids who like went to public schools during the day, and then it was like, right. So I had learned like all this biblical Hebrew, right? Like that was what I knew. And so I had like an oddball background in my first year of rabbinical class at HUC in Jerusalem, because it was either like God help us. It was either like a bunch of like Jewish studies majors from Brandeis, like I stood a chance right next to those people, right? Or it was people who had gone to like Reform Sunday schools and like knew the alphabet and a handful of other words and could sing dreidel dreidel. I mean, I'm exaggerating, right? I mean, I'm being snarky. I'm being snarky and right. You had the base right. So it's story time, right? So I was right. So I was in Machane Yehuda, right? But I knew like a fair amount of like biblical Hebrew because this is like what I'm right. So I was in Machane Yehuda, which is the fabulous outdoor farmers market in Jerusalem, and I saw grapes, anavim. Allison's laughing already. I saw grapes anavim for sale, and I wanted to know if they were seedless or not, right? And I asked the guy if these grapes had zeraim, which in modern Hebrew means like sperm, right? because zera in the sense of like it means like descendants, right? The modern Hebrew word is gar inim, are seeds. Yeah. Like garinim, like people who like sit like disgustingly and like spit like sunflower seeds. That's like garinim, right? And the guy looked at me like you are out of your mind, right? Because that's what I was. Or do these grapes have descendants? It was so. And later, I'm like, why did that guy give me a weird look? And I explained to somebody what I said. They're like, oh my god, this is looking at me like this like American weirdo. Like, what's his problem? All right, there you go. Shabbat shalom. Okay, so now, I'm sorry, Sarah. I've commandeered.
Hard to see grapes.
Yes, I know. They're like revolting now, right? So let's go back now to all right. So yam, yamim, and yam, the construct form, right, all means sea, right, the ocean. Yesh, there is. So even though there's no word in present tense in Hebrew, what we call present tense for is, you'll see the word is understood, like Ani Yosef means I am Joseph, and the am is understood. There is a word for there is, right? And we'll see how that's used. Laila and Leilot is night, but frustratingly, it's masculine. And the way you remember that is Manishtana, Halayla, Hazeh, because we now know that Zeh means this masculine, right? Or good night is not Laila Tova, it's Laila Tov, right? Remember we said last time, adjectives never lie about the gender of the noun. If you can remember an example of the adjective that you know is correct, you're good.
Can't we just all get together and fix these exceptions?
We should. Who do we write to complain? Yeah. I think Benjamin Netanyahu has other things to worry about right now.
It's just as easy for this to be feminine. Easier.
Yeah.
So let's just fix that.
Yeah. Yeah. What I would like to know, what I don't know and would like to know is sort of the history of the language and why some of these things come out weird like this. I just don't know. But yeah. All right. So now we have ruach. Ruach, ruchot, and then ruach, right, means wind, spirit, or breath. Which in its, I mean, you have some of the same connotations in English, like with the word spirit, meaning breath, but also like we think of spirit, perspiration, respiration, inspiration, right? It's all like breath, but it's also, right, something more ethereal than that. And you'll notice it says both masculine and feminine. Like the plural of ruach is ruchot, but it's used as both masculine and feminine.
Does that mean you can use whatever verb you want? Whatever gender verb you...
Yeah, or more, yes, or probably more commonly, you'd be using different adjectives with it, right? Like a strong wind or a dangerous wind or like whatever, and right. You hit the word ruach right at the beginning of the Torah, right? V'ruach Elohim, God's something, spirit or breath or wind, merachefet, which means like fluttered, al pnei tahom, right? Al pnei hamayim, on the face of the waters, right? So, which is why, older translations pretty much, I think, consistently had the Spirit of God hovered over the waters, yeah? But then you get, newer translations will have like a wind from God, because it actually kind of fits the context of like tohu vavohu, like, chaos and craziness and kind of a big mishmash, and then there's this wind blowing. Okay, Shamayim means heavens or sky, right? And it's one of these. We think of sky as being like one thing, like singular, but it's got that ayim ending on it, so it's plural, right? And here comes a liturgy reference, right? The plural of not the plural, the construct form, the word pair form, as they call it, is shmei. Words that end in im often go to a, right?
Right.
Nikadesh et shimcha ba'olam kishem shemakdishim oto bishmei marom. Okay, so marom means heights. What are heavenly heights? Shmei marom, the heavens of the heights, something like that. Okay, Torah becomes Torat. Torat emet, right, from the blessings, right? A Torah of truth. The word zera, meaning seed or descendant, is a collective noun. When Abraham, I'll see if I can quote this correctly, but when Abraham complains to God and says, God, you keep telling me my descendants are going to be as numerous as the sands of the sea, blah, 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 right? And all that I have is Eliezer, domestic Eliezer, my servant, right? God says to him, in your something, I can't remember, Yikare Zara or Zera, right? That your offspring, your seed, your descendants will come through you. So yeah, okay. All right. So now here what we had: idioms. Yama. Okay. Remember we had this idea before that like if you put at the end of something, it means to that place.
Direction.
Yep.
Direction. All right. So Yama means toward the sea. God says to Abraham, your descendants, Ufaratsta, they will spread out. Yama, toward the sea, which would be, in Israel, would be westward.
What if the sea is eastward? Is it still Yama?
No, probably. Sorry.
There are words for
There's
east
other-
and west.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in that context, Yama means toward the Mediterranean, right?
Okay,
So west,
right.
Kedma to the east, Safona to the north, Ufaratsta, if you know that song, right? Told the whole Negba toward the Negev. So it's very context dependent.
Yeah.
We should do a whole elective on like cheesy youth group songs, right? So there you go. All right, Hashamayim, that's nice, right? Toward the heavens. Halayla, tonight. Okay.
Does Torah, does that root T-O-R, or that have any meaning? Because it's like a Torah, does that?
What, Torah?
T-O-R have, I mean, I know.
No, here's the interesting one. Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's an awesome question. I love this question. All right, so one thing that happens in the permutations of conjugating verbs in Hebrew, a sort of funky letter, is the letter Yud. Yud, take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. I believe that in a Hebrew root, remember we were talking before about the ayin of the root being sort of weak, the middle letter. So when Yud, like Haya and Hoveh, right? So when Yud particularly is the ayin or middle or second letter of a Hebrew root, it will often flip and become a Vav. Okay. So, now, what was the word you just what was the word you just asked?
Torah.
Torah. All right, good. So, Torah, okay, the question here would be like, well, what the heck is the root of Torah, right? Well, it turns out the root of Torah is Yud, Resh, Hey. So the Taf kind of causes this to flip to a Vav. It's almost like this is like one of those prefixes, like, okay. So Torah, the root Yara, this is really fun. The root Yara fundamentally comes from a root that means to direct, to shoot an arrow in a certain direction, to point in a direction. So Torah means like instruction or direction. Sometimes it means law. Like in all of those passages that every bar mitzvah kid really wants to get about skin diseases, right? You know, in those,
Those
in
real.
those real. Was that
Yeah,
your?
yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
I was the Torah. Yeah.
And Jake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. So in those prized bar mitzvah Torah portions, where some poor adolescent who maybe they're breaking out anyway now has to like talk about skin ailments, right? The what the heck? All right. It was. Why am I talking about that? I need another Coke. So it says Zot Torat HaMitzorah, which in this case means like this is the procedure for dealing with somebody with tzara'at, right? So it can mean like law or procedure or whatever. But Torah means like instruction. Without going down this rabbit hole though, there is a whole interesting thing going on in terms of the history of polemics of the church, the Christian church, against early rabbinic Judaism, right? Insisting on translating Torah as law because the ideological agenda is, well, what the rabbis have is nothing but dry legalism. It's dry and it's dead, and what Christianity brings is love and heart, right? So translating Torah as law is part of that. It's this old sort of desiccated, dried up legal, you know, people who care more about how long their talit is, you know, these words are put in Jesus' mouth, whether he ever said them or not, you know, who knows. So, right. So another word that comes out of this word is moreh and morah,
Teacher.
which means teacher. So there's a reason morah rhymes with Torah. It's teaching or instruction, right? The Hebrew word for parents is horim. They guide or instruct or direct you. All from this root meaning like, yara as a root can mean to shoot an arrow. You direct it. You put it sort of, isn't that nice?
Excellent
Yeah.
tangentiality.
Tangentiality. Yeah. Well, this is,
I'll
you know,
stop.
well, yeah. Well, as I've said for the 18 billionth irritating time, right? Again, like Hebrew may not be a phonetically beautiful language, but conceptually it's just so rich and cool. And I'm thinking like Arabic, you know, also for Arabic, right? Same kind of deal. Okay. Alrighty. So we move on. Yeah, so that was Torah. That was 15 minutes on Torah right there. All right, sentences without verbs. Dun dun dun. The noun sentence. Right? So yeah, in English, every sentence must have a subject and a verb. In Hebrew, it is possible to construct a sentence with a number of words and no apparent verb. And as I'm going to tell you in a second, the apparent verb being the understood form of to be. Okay? This is why also, like, they're probably about to say this exact same thing that I'm unnecessarily summarizing, but this is why we don't really talk about Hebrew having a present tense. It has sort of this participle form. There's various ways people talk about it. This is why. All right. No apparent verb. This is because there is no word in Hebrew that can be translated as is, am, or are. There is no present tense in Hebrew for the verb be, haya. Whenever these verbs are needed to translate a Hebrew sentence into proper English, you have to supply them, right? Ani Phil is I am Phil, and you have to supply the am, right? Heina ni'arot. You have the word they and the word young women. In English, that means they are young women, and you have to supply the are in English. Yeah? Hu Avraham, it says, he's Abraham. He Naomi, she is Naomi. Hem Kohanim, they are priests. Anachnu b'Moav, we are in Moab. And God, sometimes these days it does feel like we're in Moab. Right. Sorry. Where are we? I think we're in Moab. In English, he Abraham or she Naomi are not complete sentences, unless you're Tarzan, right? Therefore, when translating, reference to those who remember Johnny Weissmuller, right? Which I don't, but I like saying as if I did. Okay, therefore, when translating into English, a form of the verb be must be inserted. So they're kind of saying the same thing 12 different ways. A Hebrew sentence that has at least one noun, we're on page 116 for people who have logged in, because more people have logged in. A Hebrew sentence that has at least one noun, at least one other word, and no apparent verb is called a noun sentence. Says who? Says the people who wrote this book. Since there is no verb in the noun sentence, there is no indication of time frame, yesterday, today, or tomorrow. The time frame of noun sentences is usually determined by the other words in the sentence or the text or the story. This is one other way of that I've sometimes heard this say is that between this stuff and this whole idea, which we'll get to, of this toggle vav, this toggling vav, that toggles you from past tense to future tense, when people sometimes say that at least in biblical Hebrew, the sense of tenses is more fluid than it is in English, this is kind of what they're getting at, right? Modern Hebrew, not so much. There's ways of being definitive about what we would call past, present, and future, but biblical Hebrew is more fluid.
Well, there
Yeah.
there are forms of being in the past and I mean.
Past and future, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So that first one is.
I mean, you could, the first one it says who David, but it could be, you could be clear about that and say who haya David, right?
He was David.
Or Yehiyah.
Who Yehiyah David. Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I think in those examples, like let's look at these, okay? Who David? Well, he is, was, or will be David. Could it really be will be or was? I don't know. Like even in biblical Hebrew, I would expect it to have haya or yehiyah. So I'm not quite sure about that.
I remember seeing.
Huh? Yeah.
I mean, I remember seeing it written that way.
Yeah.
In the Bible.
Yeah. Let's see what they're getting at.
What you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ra'iti ish v'hu David,
With haya.
right? I saw. Notice you don't need a pronoun for ra'iti because it has to be I saw, right? Ra'iti ish, I saw a guy, I saw a man, v'hu David, and it was David, or he was, right? And it's also interesting in English you would probably say, and it was David, and not he was David. But okay, anachnu nashim, we are. I don't know where it would be. Will be. Okay, I mean,
if you can conjugate the verb be, then.
well, yeah, I would assume anachnu nashim. I would assume it's what we would call
sex change situation in the hospital.
Yeah.
We will be women.
Thank you, Phil. Somebody's transitioning. No, look, I don't. I would look at that even in biblical Hebrew, and I would assume that that's what we would call present tense. That's like present. Yeah, I think so. Amarnu, we said ki, in this case that anachnu nashim. I think what they're getting at here is if you said anachnu omrim ki anachnu nashim, which would be the present tense we haven't really dealt with yet, the participle form, right? We say that we are women, but I think what they're saying here is since amarnu was already in the past,
Right.
You see what they're saying?
Yeah.
You got that? Yeah. Since amarnu, right? Ki anachnu nashim, we said that we said that in English, if you said we said we're women, and you went with present tense with the we are women, you would still assume that all that action took place in the past.
And your grammar teacher would call you up for it.
And what would the teacher want you to do? How would
They would say you're violating sequence of tenses and that you need to have, we said we were women.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
But then you'd say to the grammar teacher.
And then you would just get detention, probably is what would happen there. All right. Amarnu ki anachnu, we did that one already. Zahabayit. I would just translate that as this is the house. Or this is the house. Zahaya habayit, this was the house. Zehiyah habayit, I don't know. Zahabayit asher yashav sham Moshe. Oh, yeshev. All right, see what they're doing here? What they're saying is, I think, is that because yeshev is definitively imperfect, right? It's definitively what we would call future. When I say this house this is the house where Moses will live, but it's still present. I don't know. I'm a little confused by this.
I would have a talk with the authors.
I would too. I totally would too. All right. I have to tell you something really funny, which is I'm trying an experiment today with the software on this thing. You can have it track faces automatically, which it's doing pretty well, except it keeps focusing on poor Joe Cohen at the end. It's expecting Joe Cohen, that painting, to start to speak, and yeah. All right.
I've always heard the story about where it fell off the
Yeah, it's
wall.
true story. We were debating whether to move to the Dell campus, and the painting and the picture of Joe Cohen fell off the wall during the debate, and we just decided
Well,
it
that
was.
did it, didn't it?
Yeah, really.
I
Yeah.
know that.
From beyond the grave, Joe was still president. Allah Shalom. All right, the extra pronoun. In some noun sentences, we're still on page 117. In some noun sentences, the pronoun hame, or okay, let's do it in English order, who, he, or hame, appears after the subject of the sentence. This extra pronoun emphasizes the subject of the sentence. However, it is usually not included in the translation since an extra pronoun sounds awkward in English. So, ha'av hu melech, right? The father, parentheses, he is a king. You could say ha'av melech, but in Hebrew, and especially biblical Hebrew, you could sometimes do a little emphasis there, right? Ha'av hu melech.
Your grammar teacher would get you for that one too.
Right.
Off the father.
Sarai hi ha'em. Sarah is the mom, right? The extra pronoun is only used in noun sentences. Okay. The use of yesh. Yesh, it's another cheesy youth group song. All right, the use of yesh. You already know that the third person forms of the verb haya are, in the perfect tense, can be used to mean there was or there were. Haya ish basadeh. There was a, right, man in the field. Hayu anashim basadeh. There were people or men in the field. The word yesh means there is or there are, right? So yesh is what you use, right, in present tense when you want to just say there is or there are.
No gender?
Something or other. No gender. No, I don't think so. Here, let's see. Yesh ish, right, yeah. Yeah, there's no, right, yesh, there's no gender in number with yesh, just there is, right? Yesh ish basadeh, there's a man in the field. Yesh anasim basadeh, there are people in the field. It's this nice kind of like deus ex machina, pull it out of your hat sort of, it's the rabbit in the hat, right? The word yesh does not need to agree with any other word in the sentence, Phil.
There we go.
It can be used with masculine, feminine, singular, and plural words. It is the deus ex machina of Hebrew grammar.
Good word.
It is a really good word, yeah. As opposed to et, which is like who even needs it. All right. The word ain, the ain is the opposite of yesh. Yesh is there is, ain is there ain't, right? There is not or there are not. Is the negation of yesh. Yesh ish basadeh, there's a man in the field. Ain ish basadeh, there ain't no guy in the field, right? There ain't. Yesh anashim basadeh, there are people in the field. Ain anashim basadeh, right? There are no people in the field. So, we are used to making sentences negative by shoving the word lo in there somewhere, right? Hu melech, he's a king. Hu lo melech, he's not a king, right? But you're not going to start playing around with hayat, or you're not going to start playing around with like yesh and then lo. That doesn't work, right? If you want to say isn't, you say ain. V'aharetz mitachad ain od. There's none else. There just isn't, right? You could have a dialogue between two people consisting of one word each. Yesh, ain.
That's who's on first.
Right. I was very confused.
Right.
I was very confused the first time in Texas. I was somewhere. We were like taking a trip somewhere, and we were like out past Fredericksburg somewhere, and we stopped at this convenience store, and I said, "Do you have any Advil or whatever it was? Probably Advil. Do you have any Advil?" And the person behind the counter said, "We sure don't." And I was like looking at, what do you mean we sure don't? What does that even? Are you mocking me? We sure don't. Either we sure do or we don't. I don't know. But I was still an angry New Yorker in those days. Ex-New Yorker. All right. The word lo is used to negate sentences in the perfect and imperfect. So now we get this, which we know already. Lo hayu anashim basadeh. There weren't any people in the field. David lo ra'a et hayam. David did not see the sea on his vacation because he got the flu. I just felt the need to fill that in with some midrash. All right. Ha'em lo tiftach et hasha'ar. The mother will not open the gate. Right? The words ein and lo do not need to agree with any other word in the sentence. The imperfect of haya, to be, ya. Somebody just wrote ol ha'eles. O-L-H-A-L-S? Somebody has to... what? Okay, Maria, can you type what language you're speaking? Because we really want to know.
It's Portuguese, you should have, yeah.
Well, no, the problem is these little pop-ups like disappear.
Oh.
But I think if you go back and look at online, this thing, I think when you play it, the things will pop up. It will show you. Oh, Maria, we also want to know where you are. Not because we're going to like do anything creepy. We just want to know where you are. Okay, you already know the verb haya in the perfect tense. Below are both the perfect and imperfect forms of haya. Review the perfect and memorize the imperfect. Okay, fine. Ani hayiti, right? Ata hayita, at hayit, hu haya, hi hayita, which sounds like karate, like you're about to break something. Hayita, and you just break it. Sorry. When I was in 8th grade in Hebrew school, that was hysterically funny. Anachnu hayinu, hayinu semechim. If you know Birkat Hamazon, where you on Shabbat you sing that whole thing, but apparently not. Okay, anachnu hayinu, we were. Atem hayitem, right? Y'all, masculine plural, were. You'll notice here you have a chataf segol under the hay, because hiyitem sounds like you need an antacid, right? But hayitem also, right? So it's hayitem. Atem hayitem, aten hayiten, haim and hena, or hain hayu. Yeah? Perfect tense, all right? So we have that already. Imperfect, right? Or future tense. Ani ehyeh, ata tihyeh, at tihyi, hu yihyeh, behu yihyeh betifara, and adon olam, right? He tihyeh, she will be. Anachnu nihyeh, atem tiyu, aten tiena, which even in biblical and prayer book Hebrew, you don't see that like incredibly often, but that's what it would be. Haim yihiyu, right? Hena tihiena. So what they're saying is, the perfect you already know. If you can memorize the imperfect of haya, that would be awesomely useful and good. Yeah? All right. All right, so now, top of page 119. Any noun sentence, how are we doing time-wise? Ooh, we got to stop in a minute. But,
This is the last
yes, this is it. Okay, awesome timing. Rock and roll, lock and load. Okay, any noun sentence can be given a specific time frame by adding the verb, okay. Quem apresse en primero plano e Allison?
I'm sorry,
I don't know. Maria just typed something.
what did you say?
I don't know, because I don't know what... Maria, can you tell us what language you're speaking and where you are? We want to know. Okay.
You said Elas, what is it, E-L-A-S?
E-L, maybe? E-L-A-S?
Because Ela and Elas, Ela is a subject pronoun.
How many languages can we learn simultaneously? Okay, all right.
Well, the
So,
faith, I mean,
yeah.
polyglot over here.
Yeah, really. All right, here we go. Any noun sentence can be given a specific time frame by adding the verb haya in the appropriate tense. Hu David, right? He is David. Hu haya David. This is what we were saying before. He was David. Hu yehiyeh David. He's always going to be David. It sounds kind of like you're giving up on poor David. All right. Naomi he ha'aim. I'm not sorry. Naomi he aim. Naomi is a mom. Naomi hayata aim. Naomi was a mom. Naomi tihiyeh aim. When do you do, Naomi, right? Naomi's going to be a mom. Anachnu hamlachim. We are the kings. Hayinu malachim. We were the kings. Nihiyah hamlachim. We're going to be the kings. This and these. There are two words for this in Hebrew. Zeh refers to masculine singular nouns, and zot refers to feminine singular nouns. Zeh melech, zeh ha'am, zot aim, zot haaretz. Yeah? Ooh, here's something nice from Hallel. We sing Ze Hayom Asa Adonai. We know all those words. Ze, this is Hayom, the day. Asa, Oseh Shalom, to make, right? Adonai, this is the day that God has made. Nagila, let's be happy. V'nismacha, from Samach, right? V'nismacha bo, let's be happy and rejoice on it. Rejoice in it. Isn't that nice? Zot ha'aretz, this is the land. In Hebrew, Ela is the usual word for these, and it is used with both masculine and feminine nouns. Ela melachim, these are kings. Ela ha'aratzot, these are the lands. The words zot, zeh, zot, and ela can be used with the perfect and imperfect as well as in noun sentences. Zeh haya hamelech, this was the king. It's a CNN documentary. Zot, I'll keep making dumb jokes until somebody chuckles, thank you. Zot tihiyeh ha'aretz, this is going to be the land. Ela hayu hamelachim, these were the kings.
V'zot HaTorah.
V'zot HaTorah, this is the Torah. Asher, what's Asher?
Which?
Zot ha- Here, I'm going to stand in front of the camera so people can see me. This is Marcel Marceau does Hagba, right? Wasn't he Jewish? He was Jewish. Marcel Marceau was Jewish. Yes, so he probably could mime Hagba, all right? Behind glass, right? Zot HaTorah. I literally got in front of the camera to do this like tomfoolery here, right? Zot HaTorah.
This is the Torah.
Asher. Sam. Ooh. Sam is an ayin vav ayin yud root. Lasim, to put, right? Yeah. Zot HaTorah. This is a Torah. Asher, which Sam. Moshe. Now there's your Hebrew. Sometimes the verb comes first. The Moshe's put. Lifnei.
Before.
Bnei Yisrael.
The children of Israel.
Yeah, this is the Torah they put over Al Pi Adonai, at God's word or mouth, right? Biad Moshe, through the
hand
of Moses. Oh, Yad Moshe is also a word pair. It's a noun pair. Look, Jews. Look at what is opening up to you. Internet people, are you pleased? If not, we'll give you your money back. All right. You guys, well, I want you to know and to feel good about the fact that in the times that I have taught this, we have never gotten this far. Never. You guys are already farther along than yeah. Now, in terms of exercises.
Oh, wait, that's chapter 7, Mike.
Oh, yeah, let's go back to
Somewhere
those.
away.
Those would be easy now. All right. What
Away.
are we on chapter 13? Is that where we are? So let's just see. If you could only work on, okay, so what they're asking you to do is, if you could only do one thing, you might want to do the assignment on the bottom of page 118, which is to learn the imperfect of Haya. Okay? Beyond that, the translations on page 120, the translations of the noun sentences is nice, and knowing how to put in English, how to put in the necessary to be to have it sound like English. Yeah, number 3 is good. How about just page 120, 1, 2, and 3? How about that? Yeah? And then anything else that your heart desires, and if you do anything else and it doesn't make sense, right? And we really should also, somebody just wrote hola.
Hola.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, we should also just go back, somebody, if you think of remind me next time, to kind of do a little bit of what we're doing here with the Book of Ruth, which is nice too. We'll look at that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's really nice. Okay? So proud of you guys. Love teaching you, love being a part of this, and thank you for showing up. Yeah, I'm glad you're having fun. I am too. All right, internet people, bye-bye. See you next time.
Hasta luego, Maria.